Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not your partner. It's you. You keep waiting for motivation. You keep waiting for a sign. You keep waiting for somebody to come and rescue you. And that's why you're still stuck. Hey babes, and welcome back to She Minds. This is a place where we have open and honest conversations about healing, mental health, and the experiences that shape us as women. Today we're going to be discussing how nobody is coming to save you, and you're at where you're at because you decide to be. You're the one that's in control of your life. So we're going to talk about how to get out of that stuck place that we are in and build the life that we want for ourselves. Let's get into today's topic. So we all know how it could feel when we're stuck in a certain place and we feel like we're not going to get out of it. We feel like we're stuck in a certain level of income. We feel like we're stuck in a certain mindset, stuck in a certain body type. But we take control of what we do in our lives. We take control in what we get in our lives, because what we put out is what we get in return. If you're putting out lazy vibes, if you're putting out negative energy, that's what you're going to get in return. You cannot limit your mind to being like, oh, I'm always going to have this body type. I'm always going to be unhealthy. I'm always going to look like this. I'm always going to think like this. This is always going to be the amount of money I make. Because now you're limiting yourself and you're not allowing yourself to get to and see more that you can have for you. Everybody is so focused on getting some form of motivation from other people, looking to celebrities, looking to social media influencers for advice. I could sit here on this podcast and talk to you guys and give you all the advice in the world. But I'm not the one that's getting up out of the bed to create your life. You are. So you have to decide, am I going to sit here and just watch videos, listen to TikToks, do all these things, or am I actually going to get up and apply that pressure to better my life? You're stuck and you're at where you're at because of you. And it's understandable. And it's okay to be in that place. I know at times it can feel like you're never going to get out of it. It can feel like, what the heck am I doing with my life? But you can get out of it. You also have to learn how to not be too hard on yourself. I'm going to tell you the truth, it is not easy. You're waiting for the right time. You're waiting for the right person. You're playing this waiting game, and in a sense, yes, that is good, but it is also negative. Because if you're playing a waiting game and you're not putting in anything into your life, you're not going to get anything returned. So you're literally waiting for nothing. You want to wait for the right person? While you're waiting for that right person, build yourself up to be better in a relationship. If you know that you have some toxic traits, if you know why your past relationship ended, and if it was any type of way because of you, then maybe you should decide to work on those parts of yourself. So when that right person does come along, you are ready to enter that relationship with an open mind, an open heart, and a more mature responsibility level. Because the right time is not going to come. You have to create that timing for yourself. Yes, waiting is important, because some things you cannot control. You cannot control when the right person is going to come into your life. You cannot control if somebody is going to want to be your friend or not. But what you can control is your reaction. What you can control is what other things you can build in your life that doesn't have to rely or depend on other people. You can't expect your family members to be the ones to constantly pick you up. You can't expect a relationship to be the one to constantly make you better. You have to decide to become better. You have to choose that for yourself. And like I said, no, it is not easy. You're going to keep going in times and places where you're just like, how the heck am I going to get out of this? How did I even get myself in this position in the first place? But you have to look back and be like, you know what? These are the steps I took before. This is how I got here. But I no longer want to stay here. I want better for myself. I want a better life. As you guys know, I've been through a ton of stuff myself. But if you keep letting the things of your past be excuses as to why you cannot build, you're never going to get anywhere. Take the things that you have overcome as motivation. Take the person that you used to be, the person that you are now, look at them, compare them, and look to who you want to be. Because that's how you're going to create it. People are so focused on building this life for themselves or finding themselves, but you cannot find someone who isn't created yet. You have to want to create the person that you want to become. You have to create yourself. You have to create your life. Nobody's going to come and help you do it. Because the only person who knows exactly what motivates you, the only person who knows exactly what you want is you. When I was sitting there and I went to the hospital because I was just going through it mentally and I just didn't know where I was at. Although I knew that that was my lowest point, I knew I wasn't going to stay in that point forever because I had a choice. Either soak in this depression, let it take over my life, never see any good in the world again, or take this moment as a turning point in my life. Being like, you know what? I'm ending the cycle of when I have a depressive episode, just going back and crawling in my bed, thinking about life and crying until it passes. I made a choice to get up, go to the hospital, and get a different type of help. Get that change for me. Because I knew if I continued that cycle, I was just going to keep getting the same result. You cannot continuously do the same thing and expect a different result. To get a better result, to get a change, you have to be that change. You have to go and change your life. Because how are you going to do the same thing and expect something different to happen? That makes no sense. That's doing things without sentido. Let's be real. So it's like it gets to a point. So for me, when I was there, I was like, okay, yes, I may not be as far gone as others who may be in that hospital, others who may be in the psych ward. However, this is the step I need to take for myself. This is the step I need to take to better my life so that when I come out of here, I can be that change. So fast forward, when I got out of the hospital, I had to make a choice. Yes, it was difficult because obviously you just went through a traumatic experience. You maybe still be going through a traumatic experience. However, it was let's look in the mirror. Just because I'm here now does not mean this is where I have to remain. So I started writing down schedules, writing down things that helped me not only when I was in the hospital, but finding new things that can help my mindset develop while I'm out. I noticed in the hospital, I was doing puzzles. I was reading the Bible more. I was doing word searches. So when I got out, instead of just looking to my phone, looking to social media for motivation, what I would do is I would eat breakfast. And instead of watching TV, do a word search. Some people call it old-timey. Some people be like, oh, that's only for like people who were born in the 60s and 50s and whatever. That's like an older people thing. I don't even care. Because what's going to help you is what's going to help you. Who cares what everybody else thinks? You're not living for the world. You're living for you. So that's what I did. I found things that motivated me. That is my inspiration. No, it's not going to work for everyone. Some people, they need to look to other people as role models. They need that. However, do not let the examples of others consume your life. Because at the end of the day, you are still two different people. You have still gone through two different paths, and you are still living two different lives. So yes, having inspiration is one thing. Taking that inspiration and wanting to copy and paste it to your life is a different thing. That's an unhealthy way to go about it. These are some healthy ways to go and build up those steps, to know what works for you and how you can take those steps to create your life. Number one is just finding tools to help you build and develop your mindset. Like I said, for me, it was doing the word search, it was doing puzzles, writing down my feelings, things like that. For you, it may be painting, maybe going on a walk, maybe talking to your friends, maybe playing a game on your phone. Something that just eases your mind so that when you have all that stress and anxiety and depressive thoughts, you can regain your focus onto something more steady. Number two would be looking at the people you have around you. Do you have negative people in your circle? Do you have people who like to go and talk bad about other people behind their back? Or do you have people who are empowering you? Do you have people who are willing to help you and listen to your feelings and give you good, sound advice? Or do you have people that when you explain their feelings to you, they either flip it and talk about themselves, or they go and make fun of you in some type of shape, way, or form? Look at the people you have around you, because the people that you have around you impact you way more than you even realize. We act the way that those around us act. We take some of their traits, take some of their personality, and we put it into ourselves without even really realizing it. So be careful with that. If you want to be an empowering person, if you want to have multiple businesses, if you want to be a straight A student, are you surrounding yourself with people who are taking you away from that focus? Or are you surrounding yourself with people who are helping you pour into your cup even more? Your circle matters. So make sure you have the right people around you while you're trying to develop and build that life for yourself. And number 3, do not put pressure on yourself. Not every day is going to be a great day. Not every day you're going to be able to get up and be like, yeah, I got this, let's go. Some days you're going to wake up at 6 in the morning, ready to work out, ready to get your day started. Other times you're going to sleep in, wake up at 12, feeling a little groggy, not really knowing what you want to do, and that's okay. However, the main focus is to not dwell in it. There's a way to motivate yourself, get yourself out of that slump without pressuring yourself, without tearing yourself down, and without talking about yourself negatively. We have to be positive towards ourselves because that's where it all begins. Our mind is one of the strongest tools that we would ever have possession over. We have to train our minds to think bigger, to think more positive. Because if not, we will stay stuck in one place without even realizing it. Because our minds are not being allowed to grow, to branch out, to see more for ourselves. Just because you grew up in a certain predicament, or because your family was raised a certain way, or because they have that old school belief of you do this, you do this, you do this, and that's your life and that's it. That doesn't mean that that's what your life has to be. This is your life. Yes, family members either want the best for you, they want you to help support the family, whatever the case may be, all these other outside factors. But at the end of the day, it's your life. These are your choices to make. You do not have to limit yourself because others have limited themselves in the past. Because you feel like there's no other choice, there's no other way. If you are truly passionate about something, go for it. Yeah, you might need to pick up a part-time job or work a full-time job or maybe work 2 jobs to fund that dream and to help support your family or even just yourself. However, that doesn't mean that you put your dreams on hold because of that. That part-time job, that full-time job should not be a place that you are stuck in forever, that 9 to 5. It should be a source of income to pour in to your actual dream, to your actual passion. So that someday, soon, hopefully, you're able to leave that 9 to 5, you're able to leave that part-time job and go after your true passion. That's how we should all think. However, it is not easy. But using those tools and trying to find what works for you, looking at who you have around you, and not putting pressure on yourself, thinking positively, that's what's going to help you elevate your mindset and go and reach the next level. Because we have to be honest with ourselves. How long have we been saying we're going to change? How long have we been saying, okay, January, I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to start eating healthy. I'm going to work on this business. And then by February or even by the second week of January, we're not even being consistent with it. It happens to all of us. I know it's happened to me for the past 3 years where I'm like, yep, let's do it. This is January. Let's go. I got this. And then sometime along the way, I started off strong and now it's like, okay, how did I even end up where I'm at? And that's okay. However, you don't need it to be a new year, a new month, a new week to get up and start. You could get up and start at 4 p.m. on a Friday and be like, you know what? I want a better body. I want to work out. Go work out. Even if it's just at home body weight, whatever the case may be. You don't need a full gym membership to get the body that you want. You don't need an entire meal plan checklist to eat healthier. These are little things that we can tweak in our lives to better ourselves. However, the more you put it off, the more time you're letting your dreams be put on hold. You can start now because it starts with you. Because the same way you created your current life, you can create and build a better life for yourself. You need to start now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not 5 days from now, not 10 weeks from now, not next year because it's a new year and all that stuff, but now. You have the power to control your life and what you get out of it. Are you going to continue to sit here and go through the same cycles of, oh, I'll start tomorrow, oh, maybe next year? Or are you going to be like, you know what? No, this is something I'm passionate about. I want to start now. We control what we get. I cannot say that and stress that enough. We control what our lives become. You create your life. The sad stories, the going through it, that's always going to happen. Life is not perfect. There's always going to be somebody going through something. There's always going to be a downfall that happens. There's always going to be a harder day than another. And that's okay. It's okay to have those moments. It's okay to also not finish each task that you have for one set day, that exact day. I used to have a huge problem with that. Like, I will literally write down my entire plan for the week or for a day, and I would not accomplish all those tasks, or I would, and I would literally burn myself out within that first week. And then I will have no motivation in prior weeks to come to even do anything. You have to schedule yourself accordingly. And that's that really big rule of no pressure. Do not put immense pressure on yourself, because then you're going to lead to burnout and you're not even going to get to the place that you want to be. So take your time. Take small steps, but you can start now. You don't have to take one huge leap to get your goal or to create your life. Because each day you tweak a small thing, a small little aspect of your life, is a day that you're closer to accomplishing your goals. A day that you're closer to getting out of that stuck and fixed mindset that you can only have X amount of things in your life. Now you're training your mind to know and believe that you can have more for yourself. Training your mind to be like, you know what? Just because I was in this place does not mean I have to end up here. Just because my family was in this place, and this has happened for so many generations, believe that you can be the one to break those generational curses and step in to not only a higher life for yourself, but for your family now and future generations to come. Stop looking for those outside sources to motivate you. Other people are out there building their lives while you're sitting here looking at them and being like, wow, I wish that was me. It could be you, but you have to choose that. You have to get up and choose that for yourself. Watching other people being like, wow, I really want that body. Wow, I really wish I had the courage to start my business. Build it up. You don't have to get that body within 2 seconds. You don't have to build up that business within 5 days. But take those little steps. If you want to build up a business, be like, okay, today I'm going to think about what I want my business to be. What am I good at that I can make into a family tradition or a family business? What steps can I take to start my business, to start my legacy? It doesn't all have to be done in one day, but you are capable of way more than you put your mind to. But you have to believe that. Like I said, I could sit here and give you guys all the advice in the world. You could go watch other podcasters, watch other YouTubers, whatever the case may be. Listen to influencers and celebrities. Look at their examples and wish upon a star that you get that. But unless you're putting in the work, you're not going to get anywhere. So are we going to sit here and continuously wish upon a star? Or are we going to get up and apply that pressure to get that dream? Because like I said, nobody is coming to save you. Not when you're tired, not when you're depressed, not when you're going through a bad time at work, not when you're going through a breakup, not when your friends aren't talking to you. No one is coming to save you. You have to learn to be okay with each and every aspect of your life. You have to learn to be okay with, like, you know what? I don't have any friends right now, and that's okay. I don't have a relationship right now, and that's fine. People are talking badly about me, have this whole perception of me, and that's all right. Because at the end of the day, while you're trying to accomplish your goals, people are going to have things to say about you. People are going to be negative. People are going to come back from your past trying to become close with you again. People are going to try and take you for granted. People are going to use you. However, you have to build up your mindset enough to be like, no. Be able to say no. Be able to know that you are way more worth anything negative that anybody has to say about you. And you are 10 times more worth those people who didn't see your worth then, but now all of a sudden, because you got things going for yourself, they see your worth now. Those people who once told you that you cannot get that you cannot accomplish those goals, are going to come back into your life. But once you build that mindset up to know that you could accomplish anything that you put your mind to, don't allow those people who couldn't see your worth before come back into your life. Don't allow those opportunities that do not value your worth come in. Jobs are going to underpay you. People are going to underestimate you. But be that powerful source that nobody saw coming. Take your stand. Build your life. And create it for yourself. I haven't done this in a while, but today we're going to do a journal. And what you guys are going to do is going to pick one thing that you've been avoiding and do it today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Look at that one thing you've been avoiding. Write it down, say it out loud, and look at the steps that you can take to go and overcome that. Why have you been avoiding it? Why haven't you been putting the time to get that, or to get that goal, or to take that step? What has been stopping you? And what can you do today to overcome it? And then put that plan into action. Because the little things are what build a bigger character. You don't want to build a life that you need to escape from. You want to build a life that you feel at peace with, that you feel safe with, and that you can trust yourself in. Build up that trust within yourself. Build up that mindset to believe that you can get anything that you want. And create the life that you want for you. Not that anybody else has either put on you or wants you to have. Like I said, nobody is coming to save you. But the good news is that you don't need them to, because you've got you. And that's the most powerful tool that you will ever need. The life that you want is at the other side of you getting up. Either stay stuck or take control. But stop pretending that you don't have a choice. Because everything is a choice. Everything is up to you. This is your world. Act like it. Thank you, my loves, for watching today's episode. I hope that you guys take what you learned today, what you heard today, and truly apply it to your lives. You've got this, and go out and build your life. I love you, babes.